everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now today I'm bringing you episode 5 of the 207th Ghost Squad LEGO Star Wars MOC series. Now this episode is called Escape, and you can most definitely see that the squad here are escaping this separatist prison. Now we'll get into more in the video in just a second guys, but beforehand, if you do go on to enjoy this video, then do make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Also, do make sure to drop a comment down below giving your thoughts on this episode and your predictions for the rest of the series. Now then, without further ado, let's take a look at this MOC. So if you haven't seen the last episode, then what happened was the 207th Ghost Squad rescued a clone general from his prison cell in a separatist prison. Now since then they have made their way up the prison, because if you've seen the Clone Wars and like the Citadel prison that the separatists had, this is sort of in that style whereby it's like a big tower prison, and of course they entered the prison through the bottom of it through like a secret back entrance, and now they're exiting through the top. So yeah, they're exiting through a small little communication center here, and they're getting picked up by a gunship which will take them to a Venator in order for them to escape the planet successfully. But yeah, that was just a little bit of backstory as to what led up to this point in the storyline. Now first up here about this MOC, I've got to say it is quite a unique one, not one that I'd normally build, but for the sake of this storyline of the series I have built it. But to be honest, it's quite an unusual one, I've got to admit. It's quite an unusual one, not really what I expected it would look like. However, I am pleased with the outcome, especially considering it's such a different style of MOC. And what I mean by that is it's all quite disjointed. For example, we have the gunship which isn't even connected to the MOC, which the 207th Ghost Squad and the General are escaping off, and then you have like the long bridge bit out with the radar dish on top and stuff like that, or the radar satellite thing on top, and that's sort of like just branching out from the communication center. So it's all very like disjointed and also a little bit unsteady as well, considering it's all built outwards and stuff. However, I am pleased with the outcome of it, and I've got to say it was quite an unusual one and not what I expected to do, but in the end I have done it, and again I am very pleased with how it looks. So starting off inside the communication center, we have a few dead droids on the ground as this 207th Ghost Squad have gone through and wiped them out. Now on the floor of it we have the same sort of snot technique that went with in the last episode for the flooring. However, instead of using the yellow strips, sort of like the yellow plates or stuff like that in the floor, I use dark grey ones instead, just to give a bit of variety in the colour that we're seeing, like not just the same yellow ones. Instead this time I've gone with a bit of a different look, which I am quite happy with. Now in the walls we have some tables with a few like little control panels and stuff like that in there, so I just thought I'd add that in there as well, just sort of show like the communication centre aspect vibe to it, I guess. But yeah, that's what I've got going on there. Now what you've got to imagine with this, guys, is that basically the communication centre has been cut in half. So on the other side there'll be a few more desks, like actually there'll be a lot more desks than there are on this side, because obviously this is nearer to the exit, so you don't have as many desks and stuff because it'll get a bit busy. So on the other side there are a lot more desks and stuff like that for the droids to work out and communicate, I guess, in the communication center. So yeah, that's just what you've got to imagine here. Now there are windows in there as well. There's a few windows in front of the desk, like these little, I guess, 2x2 windows, or like these 2 brick windows on one side, and then out the front as well we have these larger windows just overlooking the outside, and obviously right now it's overlooking the gunship that is taking the 207th Ghost Squad and the General away from the prison. Now moving our way outside onto the long bridge platform that's leading out to the satellite dish, we have some droids making their way out, trying to stop the squad from escaping. However, they are of course not going to be very successful in doing that. Now on the first half of the bridge we have these scaffolding pieces, these like black long scaffolding pieces along the edge, and then we also have some barriers as well. Now you may notice that one of the barriers has actually been blown off, and we have Expo there who is hanging onto the barrier for dear life, as he is quite high up in the air, and if he let go he would most definitely be meeting his doom. So here we have Maverick who is saving him from that, and a story behind the fact that he is now hanging off the barrier is that one of the super battle droids has used one of his wrist rockets to blow up a section of the bridge that Expo was standing on, meaning that he fell, but fortunately he did manage to just about grab that barrier. And now of course we have Maverick on the way to save him. Now at the end of the bridge we have the satellite dish. Now this will be used to send communications to other planets, like other separatist bases, maybe other separatist ships, and even just other sections in the prison as well, because it is quite a large prison. So that's what we've got going on there with the satellite. And on that little platform there we have Commander Crate as the last one on the bridge, sort of holding off the droids just to give time for the other guys to get on the gunship, which he is most definitely doing very well. Now I did build up the outside of the prison fairly high as well, just to give the illusion that it is quite high up in the air, and I put some like trapdoor type plates on the outside as well, just to give a bit of a mix on what we're seeing there, rather than just having a plain grey wall. Now on the gunship itself we have some 501st troops managing it. Now the 2 pilots are a 501st pilot and then just a regular Republic pilot as well, just piloting the gunship there, and we have a heavy 501st trooper there shooting out at the droids, just trying to cover the squad as they make their their way onto the gunship. Now inside the main section of the gunship we have Bullseye, who has just got inside, and he is talking to a 501st Trooper. We also have the General, who is safely inside as well, and he's giving a 501st Trooper some commands, and the 501st Trooper is saluting him. And finally we have Sentry and another 501st Trooper just having a chat quickly whilst they're on there. Now for the OGs of the channel who remember my previous mock series, then you may be getting even more clues as to what this is going to link up with, because in the previous mock series I did have a lot of 501st Troopers in it. So if you want to like sort of give your predictions for that in the comment section below as to what you think is going on here, then do make sure to do that. But yes, as I said before in the previous episode, it does link up with that series, and in the next episode we'll be seeing a lot more of that. So of course do make sure to stay tuned for that. So yeah guys, that's pretty much a walkthrough of this entire mock. So of course if you did enjoy, then do make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Again, do make sure to drop a comment down below giving your thoughts on the episode and your predictions for the rest of the series, especially the next one as well, which is going to be very exciting. So guys, as always, have a brilliant rest of your day, and I'll catch you all next time in the next episode of the 207th Ghost Squad, where they'll be going to the planet of Morsando.